all sorts of things that make us sad. Things that don't go our way, leave us feeling disappointed and helpless. But that's not what depression is about. Depression is much more than just disappointment or a negative thought, or even a chemical imbalance. It's that dark cloud that never really goes away. Welcome to another Whack and Epified episode. This week we'll be talking about depression, the silent killer, and how it can be managed and cured with a little more support and understanding. There are several reasons for depression: a bad childhood, stress, self-doubt, social rejection, illness. All that could lead to people down the dark path of depression. As depression grows, people tend to avoid social interactions. They're more irritable, they're angrier, things which their family and friends will definitely notice. Along with the constant low moods, depressed people also suffer from a lack of sleep, lack of hunger, and lose complete interest in things that they used to love before. Long story short, life sucks. To cure depression, it was important to understand how neurotransmitters work. Basically, our brain is a complex network of tiny cells called as neurons. These neurons send each other messages through chemicals called as neurotransmitters. If there aren't enough neurotransmitters, or if there are too many, it can literally drive you insane. Doctors figured that neurotransmitter imbalance must cause depression, since anti-depressants with neurotransmitters often manage to cheer patients up, although these medicines took almost 2 weeks to take an effect. Which was weird, because if it was just about neurotransmitter imbalance, the relief should have been immediate. But as the researchers found out, one of the main reasons for depression was the decreasing size of the hippocampus, the part of the brain which stores memory and feelings. Depressed people have fewer neurons that lead to smaller hippocampuses. Antidepressants helped because more neurotransmitters encourage the growth of more neurons, thereby increasing the size of the hippocampus. This was why people felt better. A study of 800 people also revealed that depression might be in our DNA, in a pair of genes called as serotonin transporter genes. These serotonin transporter genes come in an efficient long form and inefficient short form. We get one gene from each parent. People with 2 short genes are most prone to depression. People with 1 short and 1 long gene are better off, while people with 2 long genes, well, they are the safest of all. Research also found that women are more likely to be depressed than men. But this could also be an indication that depression in men is simply not reported. Our society doesn't encourage men to talk about their feelings. They prefer angry, frustrated, macho men who have muscles instead of emotions. Depression in women is also more symptomatic than in men, which means that they tend to feel more anxiety, more loss of appetite, and more pain when they are depressed. Another reason why depression cases is found more among women than men. Right now, 16% of Indian adults suffer from depression. And if you count the people who have suffered from depression at some point in their life or the other, that number increases even further. Depression is age-proof, gender-proof, and even social status-proof. Even the funny and the rich can be depressed. Remember how shocked we were last year to find that Robin Williams had committed suicide after having done nothing but make the world laugh during his career? Closer to home, there is the Raj Kapoor classic film Mera Naam Joker, which explores a broken man hidden inside a comedian, the ultimate irony of human life. Creative people are always deemed more at risk of depression. They're usually more sensitive, more disorganized in their thinking, and have always to convince the world of their original ideas. And by all accounts, it can get quite stressful. Depression is definitely not something you can snap out of, or wake up from, or convince yourself that it's not even happening. Or however ignorant people think that depression should be treated, it's a disease which eats you up from inside. In fact, depressed people tend to be also affected by a condition called as learned helplessness, a psychological barrier which doesn't allow them to get better even when they can. It's the same disorder in lab animals who don't know how to escape even when they're given the chance. But there is help. Researchers have even developed a phone app which warns people of oncoming depression. This is done by analyzing the voice of the recipient. If the voice is too low and hoarse, then there might be a storm brewing on the horizon. By the way, animals also suffer from the same sort of depression as people. The only gap is their inability to express their anger and their helplessness. Scientists, when testing neurotransmitters on lab rats, detected paranoia and anxiety, just like people who are depressed. The most important point to remember here is that depression never really goes away. Even people who have been cured, they need to keep getting checked. They need friends and family, people who they can reach out to whenever they start to feel low. They need the help. Staying happy is indeed a tough task in a world that is moving further away. But we at Whack and Epified will do all that we can to help you feel better and think better. If you think this video can help someone that you know, please share it with them. Like this video, subscribe to our channel. Leave your comments in the space below and share your thoughts and feelings with us.